People text faster to someone they like more. Psychology of human behavior. Usually, thinking of a successful outcome will reduce our motivation other than increase it. Psychology, human behavior. If you don't believe in yourself, no one would. Psychology, human behavior. If a monkey or dog shows you teeth trying to scare you, don't get scared. Stare at it and walk straight away without reacting. Psychology, human behavior. Once you fall in love, there's no going back to being friends. Psychology, human behavior. Not all risks are the same. A person who jumps from a plane with a parachute will still go home and be afraid of their wife. A person who trains lions will be afraid of their boss. Psychology fact, human behavior. People who tend to get pleasure out of anger of others tend to have high levels of testosterone. Psychology of human behavior. People with dominant characteristics tend to be able to manipulate people in the groups and crowds to do what they want done in life. Psychology of human behavior. The more rich and successful that people are, the more they are considered as wise and intelligent. Psychology, human behavior. Men with deep voices are perceived as more sexy, but they are perceived to cheat more. People who talk to themselves are smart by nature. Psychology fact, human nature, psychology. People who tend to listen to more than one genre of music tend to be more smarter. The phrase, "Don't take this the wrong way," has a 0 success rate. Psychology fact, human nature. The best way to get someone to confess to something is silence. They will speak because they're uncomfortable. Psychology fact, human nature. Alcohol enlarges your ego. Marijuana shrinks it. Psychology fact. When people tend to stare into each other's eyes, their hearts beat in sync. Psychology of human behavior. Emotional pain lasts 10 to 20 minutes. What tends to continue is overthinking. Psychology, human behavior. People who tend to listen to more than one genre of music tend to be more smarter and creative. Psychology of human nature. The man who is not afraid of death is not afraid of anything. Psychology of human behavior. Make a note of what someone does for you when you're sick, because that's what probably comforts them when they're sick. Psychology fact, human nature. Power is the root of all evil. Money just symbolizes power. People that truly have power and have control over other people know that there are more effective ways to control people. Psychology fact. Deep breathing gives you health benefits, similar to aerobics. Psychology of human behavior. Some human beings are afraid of being happy because of the fact that something tragic might happen next. Psychology of human behavior. Unhappy people tend to watch more TV. Kissing releases oxytocin in the brain. It's a hormone that increases the emotional bond between two people. Psychology, human behavior. When someone gives you any suggestions or advice, respond to them by saying, right, rather than saying, I know. You'll sound nicer and more diplomatic. Psychology of human behavior. Too many people are trying to find the right person instead of being the right person. Psychology of human behavior. Meditation can change brain structure in just 8 weeks. It also increases gray matter in different parts of the brain associated with learning. Psychology, human behavior. In a group of 4 people, if 3 people laugh, the 4th person has to laugh unintentionally. Psychology of human behavior. Psychology confirms that you can't give 100% when you're surrounded by many people and they're staring at you. Psychology of human behavior. According to research, laziness does not reflect bad behavior. It's part of being a teenager. Psychology, human behavior. It is confirmed by psychologists that by the age of 60, the average person has slept 20 years. Psychology of human behavior. Insomnia is more common in those who have a higher IQ. Psychology, human behavior. People who think they're being watched tend to behave better. Psychology, human behavior. Research shows that just thinking about a plan B can make you fail at plan A. Psychology of human behavior. The average human being spends about 30% of their day daydreaming. Researchers have determined that people who daydream more tend to be more creative. Couples with too many similarities and too many differences seem to not last long. Psychology of human behavior. Wonder why we act inappropriate and irrational when we fall in love with someone? Is because of a chemical called cortisol. Psychology, human behavior. The sloppier someone's handwriting is, the more smarter they are because they think faster. Psychology of human behavior. Psychology of human behavior. Men who masturbate 2 to 3 times a week tend to live longer. Psychology of human behavior. A psychological fact confirms that the presence of a beautiful woman ignites stupid behavior in men. Men are not more funnier than women. They just tell more jokes. Psychology fact. In order to be a good liar, you have to convince everybody that you are a bad liar. Psychology fact. Lying requires a lot of mental effort. The person who's telling a lie has to remember the lie and the truth in order to hide it. Psychology of human behavior. Psychology says that people who are lying tend to look up and then to the left. Psychology of human behavior. People read faster with longer lines, but tend to like shorter ones. Psychology of human behavior. People who spend more time in the sun are more likely to be happier, and happy people fall in love easier because happiness is contagious. Psychology of human behavior. We as human beings think that other people are more easily influenced than us. Psychology, human behavior. The average person can only sustain a high level of concentration for 10 minutes. After that, the mind starts to wander. Psychology of human behavior.